こんにちは、皆さん、元気ですか?
As y'all know, or at least as hope as you guys know, that I have been saying a couple of things here on social media. By the way, go shameless plug, go check out my Instagram. That I will be making videos on certain topics about certain type of photos. Primarily one that looks like this. I said I was gonna be doing it for, jeez, I don't even know how long has it been. I don't know, like a couple of months. But I said I was gonna be doing that video soon. That day never came around because as soon as I said soon, I just haven't had the time to do it where I get to record it specific, like just get my hands deep in. So I haven't had that opportunity yet. Luckily this week I was able to do photos and I'm able to do this video. Hopefully nothing interrupts me. So funny story. Yeah, that didn't really age that well. I kind of got called in for work right after this. And we could dive in deeper into what this photo, basically what I did, and hopefully maybe you guys can learn something out of it too and use it on whatever you can, the way you want it to. I don't do crazy edits for photography. As much as it looks crazy, it's more the premise of the idea of what looks crazy. But I guarantee you, even you can do something like this by the end of this video. Anyway, let's begin. All right, now as you can see, I have the photo pulled up. Jesus Christ, I am still half asleep, dude. This is the photo I've been talking about recently. I did this thing, believe it or not, I did this photo like a month ago. Oh my god. Shut your stupid. So that's how far back I am right now. That's how long I've been pulling back this video. So let's try to speed run this, shall we? So before I jump into the video, I'm trying to give you the premise of what I'm trying to say here before we get more into the editing process, because the editing is super easy. Basically, we're gonna have two types of photos, that one that is the subject and one that is the background. Now, when it comes to Photoshop, most people think that you need to edit the subject into the background with like intense shadows. You gotta shade it in, right? You gotta, you know, distribute it in a way, in the angle that it looks good enough. Yes and no. You do have to if you're doing some really off type of Photoshop. All right, let me not waste your time. What we have here is two photos, photo A and photo B. Photo A is just got a subject and the background, while photo B has the background with some minor key differences. Basically what we're going to be doing is removing the background of photo A to reveal the background of photo B. The reason why we're doing this is because I want to reveal the background of photo B into photo A, essentially merging two photos into one. We got the subject, which is me. Let me just clarify that I'm not narcissistic. It's just I don't have anyone else. If you're working by yourself, tripod is the best oh my fuck, is the best thing you could probably use with a timer. So, you know, call that your best friend for now. So here we have the subject, and the background, surprise, surprise, is just the background. Also, we have a little bit more bubbles here, but I'll explain to why we have that in just a second. Since they're not that different, you know, it won't look off. You know, you won't have to Photoshop or, you know, warp the subject in any type of form. It already looks there because, well, the subject is there. You just want to maybe reveal a certain something in this background instead of what you have here. You get what I'm trying to say here? No. So then now let's go ahead and start erasing the background. Like I said, since the background are going to be similar, there won't be much of a change. And so for this, let's go ahead and get the eraser tool and start erasing the background of what we got here. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, the sky is changing. Luckily the sky, it didn't change too much. I mean, it kind of did at the same time, you know, time passed between the photos, but it won't look that different. And you know, they're clouds. Clouds could look like anything, to be completely honest with you, and it will still look natural. So let's go ahead and start removing it. Start revealing a bit more. As you could see, now we just got our subject. But we could do a little more than that. Let's go ahead and make this thing smaller. Oh, okay, that's a little too small. Ignore my ugly ass face for a second. But that is what we're trying to do here. Zoom into the face. Not to the face, what am I joking? It's just zooming in general to whatever you're trying to do. Just go around, you know, start removing a bit of the background of the subject just to reveal more. You know, in the end of the day, to keep this more right, to keep it more tight, you know, just go around and start removing the background which you think you need. If you feel like you haven't deleted much, go ahead and remove that and you'll start seeing more of what you're doing. Alright, I believe we got this done. Hold on, there's a bit of ghosting going on. Ghosting. There you go. So now we got basically the subject by itself. And let's go ahead and reveal the background real quick. And boom. There you go. We got 2 in 1 world, basically. That's what it is. Now, here's where we're going to want to get more precise. I'm not going to get too precise in the end of the day, because I already did this photo, like I said. But if you focus really hard, you can start seeing a bit of outlining now that you have already edited the photo. This is also another mistake, another photographer mistake. Just letting you guys know right now. When you start editing a photo way too much, or when you start looking into it way too much, you start seeing what you're doing way more than probably the average person would. For example, right now, yeah, let me show you. Yeah, it looks fine, right? Supposedly it looks fine, but what I see, I still see the outline right here. I still see like brightness going down. I see this very bright, you know, right here as well, very, very bright, especially right here, very bright. You can see the outline right there. You know, you start noticing these small details, and if you want to go ahead and fix them, that's fine. You know, it's up to you, all power to you. But you start slowly focusing onto these smaller details that probably don't mean anything, but you could trim it more, remove the borderlines. Basically, I'm trying to say, remove these little things right here, those outlines of the previous photo. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. I do think it's a little bright though, so that's what we're going to be changing. Camera raw filter, that's normally what I use to change the brightness. Let's change this down to like 20 down. Let's go ahead and zoom if there's any imperfections. Looks pretty solid to me. Yeah, looks pretty solid, blends in pretty well. There you go, you're all done. You're all done. You're done with the photo technically. At that point, depending on how you want to edit it with like Lightroom or whatever editing software you use. I'm guessing if you use Photoshop, you probably use Lightroom. You could use it whatever the way you want. If you guys want to know the way I customized it with like the photo way I edited it, you could go ahead and check out my Instagram. I did show how I edited it there as well. Just a quick fucking speed run the way I did. And you know, let me just go ahead and show you guys what I mean. Oh no, dude, you guys are seeing hidden photos that I haven't revealed yet. Fuck. Hey, what's going on? Future Alex here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but on the bottom right it says May. It's currently October. It's been around 5 months. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you already got to see these photos already. Okay, now that I've been importing it, let's go ahead and edit it real quick to see what we got left to do. And as you can see, we got the photo, we got everything from Photoshop. You know, we saved it, we transferred it here, you know, or vice versa if you want to edit it first. And then, so yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do something different. Let's bring up the shadows because I can't see my face that much. Let's go and bring up the clarity, the texture. Those are things I always bring up first because those things alternate the photo. Okay, we could bring down the highlights maybe. Okay, maybe not now. Let's not bring down the highlights just yet. Let's bring it down a bit, not by much. Look at that. The white's going to bring that down too. That's fine. The blacks bring that down as well. Let's increase the color a little bit. 3, 2, 1. around 2. That seems fine. I try not to change the vibrance and the saturation too much because you could be looking like at a Coco Melon like thumbnail type shit, but I don't want to do that, so let's just increase it by a little bit just to add a little bit more color for everything because it does look a little dead on the photo. So let's go ahead and change this a bit. How does that look? That looks weird. That looks fine enough already. To be honest, I don't really need to change this then that much. Orange hue, since my skin does change quite a bit, and I'll be looking like a blush anime character, Jesus Christ. And we could change that up a bit. The blues, I want to change the blues, yeah, to more of a teal. No, because I'm going back to those, so let's just do it as it is, like that. Here's where we want to change things up a bit. Looks a little off, right? Wait, I'm gonna take it off real quick. But it does bring in a little more color compared to that. We got that. Yeah. We're still not done. We could go ahead and blend these two, and it can make it look a bit more, less over exaggerated. Same thing with this. We could either make it more blue or orange depending on what color we had to set it on. Let's say around there. Sharpness, now this is an interesting one. I always bump that up to like 43 or something because it's not too crazy. I mean, the camera I use already makes things pretty damn sharp. You don't exactly have to worry about it too much. If you, depending on the camera you have, if you have a pretty shitty camera, obviously you might want to bump that up a little bit more. Now you don't want to bump it up to extreme because that be looking a hella off. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and zoom in there, bump that up all the way to 100, and you got a lot of grain. Well, a lot of grain. You can see those little dots on my face. All that is grain. You know, it doesn't look that great. So I recommend for you to bump that down to like at least a reasonable level. I always have it around 40 something. So noise reduction, basically the grain I just said is also known as noise. Noise is basically these artifacts that happen because you're revealing too much pixel on the screen. It's something around there. I don't know the exact specifics, but that is basically what it is. Now, technically, noise reduction is a good thing because if you have a very fucking ugly looking face and imperfected face like myself, you can improve yourself by increasing this a bit, make it look a little smoother. You know, you might not notice it then, but let me go and show you what I mean. There you go. You got now a baby face. Now you don't want to bump that up to the extreme because you'd be looking like that British dude that was super into Jimin from BTS, I think. That motherfucker changed his whole face. So you don't want to be doing that. Or maybe that's the style you want to go for. That's by all means, go for it. It's pretty decent enough. You don't want to go to the extreme as well. This is an interesting one because this one could be either or. So you could be changing a bit. I do want to increase it a little bit, not too much. This seems fine. This one changes. Alright, that's a decent. Let's go this side. Then this one changes to a teal color like stuff. Now, I don't, as much as I said I didn't want it to, I just don't know why the teal orangish color. Just sorry, I'm sorry if I look fucking weird. I'm just stretching. Sorry if it looks weird. I didn't want to go to this teal orange color, but it just, I guess it just fits the photo really well. I was just slouching really hard right there. But let's not bump it up to extreme this time. Let's go ahead and bump it up to there. That seems pretty good. My skin be looking a little red, so let's go ahead and change things up. 12. Maybe it does look fine like that already. Yeah, it looks a little fine. It still looks a little red. Maybe we could change that up a bit. Around there. Yeah, that looks fine, I think. Yeah, fuck it. That looks fine. It looks way better than what it did before. In case you want to see how it looked like before, I'm going to show you real quick. Not much of a difference, but again, like I said before, the small details are going to matter when you start looking into it. Yeah, oh yeah, I want to show you guys the dehaze real quick. This is something I do pretty much to almost every photo that has a sky. Almost every photo. I changed the dehaze quite a bit on the sky because it reveals the sky a bit more. Now obviously that's not what it's meant to do. Let's go ahead and subtract it a bit. Let's go and remove that. Move it from my hand as well. See, that seems fine. Let's go ahead and increase the dehaze real quick, and you get to see more of the sky. Isn't that cool? In case you want to know how it looked like before. I can't show it. Fuck. Whoa. You just gotta. Oh wait, never mind. Yes, there you go. That's what it looked like before, and then you show it now. It gets a little darker blue. Is that deactivated? No, there you go. It's just more of the sky. Basically, almost pretty much. Oh yeah. Also, another thing, you might want to change the size depending on where you're gonna upload it. Most photographers upload it on Instagram. Sorry, Facebook, but you're slowly dying. Instagram uses the size of, I think, 4:5, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay, hold on. Change that right there. There you go, and you got the photo right there. Now, obviously, it looks better longer. To be I personally find it better that it looks longer, but sadly, Instagram doesn't shoot that wide. They keep it a certain style, which is again 4x5 or 4x5. There you go. Jesus Christ. And there you go. Again, simple photo. Obviously, when I got into Lightroom is where it got a little bit confusing because it all depends on you, to be honest with you. Lightroom, that's why I don't want to make too much Lightroom edits, because this is something of a preference type of thing. I can't tell you what looks better on Lightroom because, well, you might not like it and I do, and maybe you do something that I just don't like how it looks. Again, simple edits. In the other day, we just removed the background of the subject and revealed the bubbles in the background. That's all we did. That's all we've been doing, and just keeping it short and sweet and simple. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something from this, and I'll see you guys later.